I literally just ended my other video a few seconds ago, and that's the thing too. If you notice, I'm not uploading here in the next few days or for a while, all the way up until like later and stuff. It's because all my data or whatever's been used and shit, and so I can't do anything because I used it all up, and you know, somebody's stopped something or done something or whatever. But other than that, maybe we'll be good. We'll see. But maybe I'll just roll over some type of shit because I don't know because I'm not the one even paying for the phone. It's my dad. But that's the one thing he's still doing for me. But he's not doing it necessarily for me. He's doing it for himself. So whatever. I hate when people like force you to take advantage of shit that you don't even care to take advantage of. Like I didn't want the phone, but he kept pushing for me to have a phone. So now I have a phone. And I've had a phone. I got used to having a phone. But that's another thing too, like or whatever, is like dealing with coincidental shit and everything, like that I just kind of thought about, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. There's this one guy that does tarot readings on here or whatever, and he literally just came on a few minutes ago, and he's on live, I believe, and that makes like the third time that he's come on live whenever I'm sitting here, and I'm doing a video or whatnot, and I'm just like, okay, and it's like, I don't watch anybody religiously, if you will, for as far as watching tarot readings and stuff. I just watch them when I feel drawn to watch them. I don't, go, oh, it's today and this and that. I mean, if I get on a kick where I'm like that because I'm wanting to hear every day because I'm really interested, then I'll watch it and stuff. But other than that, I just watch it when I feel like it. Like I'm not defined in anything, I guess. I am a rebel's rebel, I guess, And that might sound like a Red Bull, but I promise you that's not what I said. I'm a rebel's rebel, I guess. Like, there's nothing about me that sticks. I try to stay that way, in all honesty. But I do have my morals, my values. I have a certain sense of honor that I try to keep about me and stuff and everything, but nothing sticks. Even things that I think stick, or whatever, like they end up changing over time. And that's the thing with life, is life and change, change is inevitable in life. It's always going to happen. So it's whatever. But, and boy, am I being taught that in a hard way right about now, kind of with my kid being gone almost a year and stuff. But, golly. But anyways, so this guy is doing that. Oh, that's another thing. Let's get to just little coincidences. So this girl, her dad works for a company that's well known. And as soon as I went out to go get my food that I was sitting here munching on a minute ago, and I still got something to eat, and I might here in a minute. But anyways, one of the trucks pulled up outside, and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? And then my landlord's, I don't know if it's somebody that's related to her. I think it's her other sister. I'm not sure. It's like over at the mother's house because the mother lives on the property or whatever and stuff, or around here and everything. And when I went out, they acted like they were pulling out to leave. And so I didn't pay them no mind. I just seen them as pulling out to leave. And then I look up, next thing I know, they're sitting there with their trunk popped and their door cracked open, it looked like. And I was just like, what the fuck? That they was like, did they done go, back up? Like, what did they do? And I was just like, whatever. And I thought that was weird. And then, when I was coming back, this truck drove by. This white truck, old white truck, drove by and it honked at me as I was walking. And I just kind of smiled and nodded my head and kept going. And then because literally I was fixing to cross the road back over to my home. And this person that's somehow related to my landlord or whatever, their car, the horn went off, like they locked it, like the beep that it does, the one beep or whatever. And the thing is like nobody was outside, so they did it from inside the house. And I thought, did they do that because they're worried about their car? Or did they do that because they heard a beep and they're like, oh, I'll be back, like at somebody. And I thought, and I was just like, this life, this world, everything's just so coincidental or whatever and stuff. Oh, and that's another thing too about the guy that was talking to me about me not stealing his money whenever he wanted me to get a drink. And I seen him today and stuff. He's like, how old are you? And I was like, 30. And he's like, I thought you was 35. And I'm like, okay. Like that's kind of an insult, but okay. But I mean, in all honesty, whatever, and I honestly, I feel like I'm 55 sometimes, so I'm just like, whatever. And sometimes I feel even older than that. So I was like, okay, And then this other person chimes in and they're like, would you stop? You sound like you're trying to hit on this woman, or whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not, And he's like, as a matter of fact, I just insulted, or I just told her she looked older, And they're like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, yeah, he did, And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, well, still, stop. It sounds like you flirting with, And he's like, no, I'm not. And she's like, yeah, you are and stuff. And I just thought to myself, I think you are, because I think you were before, because I went off on him one day because he would come in when I was leaving. And so we would pass each other, and he would talk to me. And I didn't want to talk to him. And so he goes to talk to me, and I'm trying to be polite, but I'm also irritated with my own stuff going on and everything. And so one day I was just like, why are you even, I just come straight out with it, like, he was like, boy, you look, something other today, and I hadn't said nothing to him. I hadn't made eye contact with him or anything. And I was just like, why are you even talking to me? And then I was like, I'm not trying to be mean or rude. I was like, but why are you talking to me? Why do you want to talk to me? Do I look like somebody you want to talk to? I was like, I don't understand it. I was like, why are you talking to me? And he's like, I was just, it kind of threw him off. And I feel bad doing that to people, but that's just the way I am sometimes. And he's like, I was just talking to you, just to make polite conversation. I was like, yeah, but you don't seem to do that to other people. And he's like, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'll quit. And so he got kind of quiet there for a while and everything, but then he started back up, and I was just like, why do people do this to me? Because it's like people do that to me. It's like people talk to me a lot, and sometimes I really don't want to talk to them. And that's even reading up on empaths and stuff like that, and or just being somebody that's very empathetic. And oh my God, at my last job that I worked at, one of my managers, he got on to me all the time. It was like a joke. Because I was out in the lobby, sweeping and mopping, and I would be out there for 2 fucking hours because I would have 2 and 3 people talking to me for 30 and 45 minutes. And so he would come out there and he would literally sneak the mop or the broom out of my hand and get to sweeping or mopping, and he's a manager, and I'm like, why are you doing that? That's my job, and I'm still going to be here till 10. And he's like, I know, but I'm the manager on this shift and that and this and that. And I'm wanting to get out of here as soon as it turns 10, or whatever. I'm wanting to get out of here on time. And he's like, not only that, I don't want to get griped out for, the way that it looks in here. I said, but that's when you put it on me and you tell them that it was my fault, and then they pull me aside and they talk to me about it. And it's like, he couldn't admit that he was doing it to be polite, help me out or whatever. And so he did it in a teasing way, and he's like, can you just stop talking to them? And I was like, I'm just doing my job and they start talking to me. Like, literally, like, I would be sweeping and people would just be sitting there and they'd be like, they'd usually start off with something about, you're doing a really good job, or you're really paying attention. You're really making sure you sweep this floor good, or they'd make an apology and be like, oh, I'm sorry that I made such a mess or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. And I would try to just go on, and these people would just keep, and so we'd get in a conversation. And I'm a very good conversationalist, I guess, or whatever. But Jesus Christ, it was so funny because he would get on to me, and I thought, boy, because he was so much younger than me, and I was like, get off my ass about it. I can't help it. I was like, I'm not doing it purposefully. Like, I'm not sitting here looking at them and thinking, oh, I hope they'll talk to me so I can stand in one spot for 45 minutes and listen to them. No, I'm trying to sweep and do my job, and they're the ones that start talking to me. And so it was just funny. And then, like, that's the thing, like, even with this girl that I ended up falling for and stuff, she did that shit to me. And by she did that shit to me, I mean, this is what she did to me. Like, I would come in and I would be in my own little world and I would just be like, okay, just clock in, get to work, don't worry about it. And I'd clock in and she'd say, hi. Okay, well, saying hi, is okay. It's a respectful thing to do. But when you do it every day when you see somebody, that comes across that you're wanting a little bit more of a relationship with them, does it not? And so she was hi every time I'd come in. Hey, hi, And I did it to her at first. But then I backed off, kind of. And I got to where I was saying hi to her as much as I did everybody else to let her see that, like, this is, I'm social with everybody, hi, hey, or good morning, and stuff like that. And she's not like that with people. And so I'd come in and she got to where she was like that with me. And she'd be like, hey. She would initiate. And I'd be like, hey, She'd be like, what are you up to? Or what's wrong? Or she would ask questions. So she's initiating all this. And so that's the reason I was like, she has to like me. She has to like me. And she's the one that offered for me to come over to her house and do my laundry. I didn't ask. She offered. Maybe I should have never asked for anything. I should have just let her offer. Maybe that's what I did wrong. Oh my God, I'm so mean. I'm so mean, but seriously, I mean, like, it's like I don't know what I did wrong to a degree with her, and maybe that's what it is. Like, you have to let her offer. You can't ask her for things. But, or if you ask her something, it has to be like a respect-wise question, like, I asked her, are you busy and stuff like that, Or when I got used to doing my laundry over at her house, I was like, can I come over today? Maybe I asked too much, whenever I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, God. I don't know what I did wrong. But, anyway, that's so funny. But it's like, I remember this one time. She was like bent down behind me, doing her job, and I was doing my job. And we had been talking, but then she got quiet. And when she got quiet, I just zoned out, like, completely. Like, because I think I had a song playing, maybe. And so maybe I was listening to it, or maybe I didn't have a song playing, because I don't know if I played a lot of music when she was still working there or not. But, or I was just listening to the, because I was on the grill, and I was just listening to the meat, like, sizzle, or whatever. And I was just zoned out, and I was just like I'd done answered the question she'd asked me. And I don't know if she didn't hear me or what. But she was like, hey, you want to come over and do laundry at my house today? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I guess I was disinterested is the best way to word it. I was disinterested in conversation because I was lost in my own thought process already because I kind of gave the answer short. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then I thought to myself, like, is that fine? And crap, and the dogs, and I gotta bag it up. And I hate bagging it up with her over there. Like, I feel like she's, like, probably thinking, like, God, this girl needs to get her shit together. And I'm thinking, and I know I do. I'm thinking, but I'm so broken. And I'm trying the best I can. And she knows I'm trying the best I can. And so all this stuff's going through my head about my kid because my kid's gone. And I'm like, I really miss my baby. And then I'm like, don't cry, don't cry. And so then I zone out onto the sound of the meat cooking, and it's just, And next thing I know, like, she was down behind me. Next thing I know, she's right here. Like, kind of startled me. And she's really close, though. Like, I'm talking, like, just really close. And yeah. And she's like, hey, and she's like, didn't you hear me? And I'm like, huh? And she's like, I've been talking to you. And I was like, oh, was you? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's like, are you mad at me? And when she said that, I thought to myself, oh my God, she likes me as much as I like her. Bless her little heart. She thinks I'm mad at her because I'm not talking to her. And I was like, we're not dating, we're not a couple, but if we would have been, I probably would have, like, kind of been like, no, I'm not mad at you. And I probably would have grabbed her hand, led her to the hallway, and been like, baby, why do you think I'm mad at you? Like, no, I'm not mad at you. I just got lost in my own train of thought, And been like, don't think I'm mad at you. I'll tell you when I'm mad at you. Like, you can ask me and I'll tell you, yes, I'm mad. Or when I'm mad, usually you don't even gotta ask, or you can ask and I'll just look at you like, what the fuck do you think? Yeah, I'm mad. And see, that's another thing too. After the incident kind of happened between me and her, and I went to work, and we had to work together. So I clocked in. I'm doing my work, starting to do my work or whatever, or starting to do something. And I thought, okay, you're gonna get through this, like it was like walking into war, in my opinion. It was like, okay, you're gonna get through this. Just remain in your own world. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I walk in, and it's probably obvious that I'm ticked off, kind of, but I'm like, I'm not ticked off as much as I am just, I'm anticipating. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what she's going to say to me. I don't know if she's going to be mean. I don't know if she's going to be mad. I don't know if she's going to be hostile or what, or how she's going to react. I don't know how she's going to expect for me to react. There's no cues. There's no nothing. I'm just playing it by ear. So I'm like, okay, and it's like it's taking me having to be strong to walk in there. So I clocked in, and I think I had seen that the trash was full, and I was like, okay, I'm going to change the trash. And maybe she was leaving, actually, but still, she was there, is all I know, and I was just like, I'm mad, And when I walked in, I could feel her staring at me, and I was just like, shit, don't stare at me, stop staring at me, And so I walked back, and I clocked in, and then I went to go change the trash, and when I went to go change the trash, here she come right behind me, beside me again, and she's just like, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine, I was like, I'm great, how are you? Like way over the top. But still, that's the way I am when I'm really frustrated and upset and everything. And she's like, no, she's like, seriously. And I was like, I'm perfect. I'm great. I'm good. We're good. I was like, we're good. you know, which is pretty much like, unless you agree with me, leave me the hell alone type mentality, you know, and everything. And I don't know, I don't think she's ever had anybody act like that towards her or anything, so I think she's like, okay, you know. That might be why she called the cops on me, you know, when I showed up beating on her door. She's like, I've never seen anybody act the way that this girl acts, you know, and so I don't know how this girl's gonna act. But I'm not somebody to sit there and like try to, like, I came over to your house that night. If you ever see this video, EJ, to talk to you because I was worried about you because I'd heard that you was crying, and I was coming over to talk to you and apologize and tell you how genuinely sorry I was. And instead of it being an apology through text messages, it being an apology that was done in the comfort of your home, you know, not in the comfort of mine. That way you don't feel like I'm being the dominant one, and that way you can feel like you're the one in control because we're at your residence. And that way you can see that I really was sorry. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. I've been in such a good mood. Don't cry. Fuck. I have done apologize so much for this. It is ungodly. I'm not apologizing anymore. I'm not. Like, I will vomit out my own damn stomach and step inside the son of a bitch before I apologize again for this shit. And even me saying that, like, that just, there's just so much coincidence, like, Jesus Christ, I don't even know. There's so much coincidental shit that just goes on in this life. It's ungodly, it's crazy, but it's godly at the same time, because God is coincidence, you know, God is everything. That's like, I put a post up, or video up one day, and I labeled it, God is everything, and I thought, boy, somebody's gonna watch that, and they're gonna be like, yep, she does crack. Yep, she's crazy. Yep, she's insane. And if you think that, oh well, you know, because I think I'm a good person. I think I'm good, and I'm kind-hearted, and I'm sweet, and I'm forgiving, but I'm also mean and ornery sometimes, and a little hateful and mischievous in my thought process. I usually don't go through with my mischievousness, even though Lord knows sometimes I want to, but I'm not as abrasive, I guess, as I come across as. So, because I know that I intimidate people. I guess I'm kind of there you go. I'm the girl intimidator. You know, Dale Earnhardt Sr., that was his, you know, NASCAR. But I do. I intimidate a lot of people. Intimidate. Intimidate. That just sounds weird. Like, I don't even know. Like, there's probably a way better way to say it properly. But, anyways. Intimidator. Fuck. I think I'm actually kind of a little high off life. Like, I tried to write that in my, not that I'm high off life, but like, that I think the reason my mood's so good right now is because I got to see my kid last night. And so my kid's like my drug, I guess, you know. And I see her and I'm happy, you know, everything's fixed. She's my, you know, she's my motivation, or that's the way it's always been. And so, yeah. And then to be like, oh, my kid's my drug, like, that don't sound like the best situation, you know. But then again, I mean, like I said in a previous video, I wouldn't know what sin would be worth dying for or whatever, or going to hell for, other than to love. And so, if to love and be compassionate is my addiction, and to love my child, and like be there for her no matter what, and like, I'll kick anybody's ass that fucks with her and shit like that. Like, if that's a bad thing, then, well, I guess I'm a bad person. Like, they ain't no. If that's a bad thing, then I'm a bad person. So, whatever. But, yeah. Aw. Got a fee. But, sorry, I just had to shoot that. I don't know if I'll be able to hear back. Shit. Not hear back, but listen back and hear her snoring. Excuse you. Stop stepping on it, moron. Jesus. You did that on purpose, just so you could get a few fries. You little pecker. There. But, I had to try to get a little bit of video of her, and my baby, that's one of my babies. She was sleeping so soundly. Get away! The bag is not yours. Go. Lord. Oh my God. My stomach, it's not hurting, but it just feels like it might eventually start hurting. I'm like, don't do this to me. But, just in a really good mood, so I guess my kid probably is kind of like my drug or something. Like, I don't know, loving people that I want to love is my drug. There you go. Because that's the thing, too. Like, I even told this girl, like, in a text message, whether she received it or not. And that's another thing, too. I said I'm done with her, and I meant it. And I do care that it breaks, like, but no. And I all these messages that I've wrote her over the months, I deleted every damn one of them from my phone. I was like, I'm so done. I'm so done. You wanted me to be, I'm done. You wanted it, you got it. But, I wrote her in one of them, and I was like, you're my newest addiction, like, I'm sorry. And that's the thing too, is like, I was like, we can be just friends. I am very capable of, staying, I don't even know how to word it properly, but, keeping myself in control, I guess. That is one thing that I've definitely learned, is how to bite my own tongue, how to keep from doing what I want to do, and to deny myself. And so if all she wants is friends, and there is a part of me that still adamantly wants a romantic relationship, I'm not gonna force her into one. And for her to even insinuate that like she has, honestly, is almost enough to make me hate her. Because that is not who I am. And I don't appreciate being defined as something that I'm not. At all. And concluding, I'm done going through that, because I'm being labeled by my fucking parents and family and a bunch of little outsider shit cunt fuckheads, or what the hell ever you want to damn call them, that I'm a bad mother. Boy, y'all full of shit. I'm a good mother. I'm one of the best moms out there. Anybody that cares about their kid to any degree of what I even give a shit about my kid is a good mom. I love my child. God himself wouldn't stop that. And that's what I even said about her in a message. Is I was like, God himself would not stop the fact that I love you. You know, EJ. But I'm not gonna force myself, like, to force you. Like, no. I'm not gonna do that to you. Like, don't be afraid that I'm gonna do that to you if that's the reason you've stayed away from me. And that's the reason when you come over to the store that you had your dad with you. It's because you're afraid that I'm gonna, like, force a romantic relation. Like, I'm not. And I know that I sent a text message because I was trying to figure you out, and I was like, do you want me to? Because if you want me to be the initiator or instigator or, you know, the starter, and, like, in a more aggressive manner than what I was like, I think I can do that. You know? Like, that's what it was. It was like, I think I can do that, you know, but, like, it wasn't me being hateful, honey. It wasn't me being mean, and it wasn't me being like some psycho bitch that's like, oh, you gonna like it, you know? Like, no, it's not like that. Not at all. Not at all. But it's like, if you want me to initiate, you gotta let me know. Like, I've got to have permission, because I'm not gonna cause you damage. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna cause you damage that's gonna last you a lifetime and you have to deal with it by yourself. If I cause anybody any fucking damage, I'm gonna be there to sweep that shit up in the process of the fact that I'm the one that fucking caused it. Because I believe everybody's gotta take care of their own shit. Everybody's gotta reap what the fuck that they sow. So if I sow some bad shit in you, like, I gotta clean that mess up. It's on me. And that's kind of like the whole situation, like, with my family and everything, like, and them, and what they're having to deal with right now. They're having to deal with a bunch of shit that they don't really like dealing with. And they're trying to put it off on me and make it be like it's me, but it's not. Like, they need to learn to reap what the fuck, you know, they've sown. And they've sown this shit. Oh, God, have they stitched it together purposefully. So now they're getting what they deserve. But they don't deserve to do my child the way that they're doing her. And it's not going to maintain the way that it is. Or the way that it has been. With her living there. Her not speaking to me. Her not talking to me. Her not with her pets. Her not spending the night with me. Or hanging out with me. Or whatever. And everything. Like, it's not going to maintain. Why do I keep saying retain instead of maintain? Or what was it I said in another video? I said remain instead of restrain. Or no, I said something. Man, my dyslexia is all fucked up right about now. I think I need. And that's another thing too. Last night when I went to bed, because I have half of a drink left. What is it? It's the watermelon Rita. That shit was good whenever I drank it the other night. Whether it's still tastes that good to me, my taste buds and everything. But I got some orange juice in there too. Just regular orange juice. And I thought, I wonder if I mix some of that orange juice with that, how that'll taste. I was like, I don't know. That might not taste too good. And then I thought that last night, and I thought, I'm going to drink that. But I haven't. I ain't done shit. And I'm sitting here right now, and I'm like, but maybe I should try it here in a minute whenever I get over here. Just try a sip of it mixed together and see if it's any good. And then if not, just, you know, maybe drink it later or something. But, I love these boots. I bought these boots out at Walmart. And I absolutely fucking adore them. I'm going to take it off and show. And I don't even know why, other than I just do. Like, I fucking love these things. Like, now, for as far as my feet freezing, it sucks ass. And they had these, like, more, like, supposedly sustainable waterproof kind that was like fuzzy on the inside and everything. But I got a wide ass foot. Like, I'm talking supposed to buy wide shoes, but shit, good luck at finding them. But and I got a big foot, obviously. But anyways, I fucking love these things. Like, I fell in love with these, and I don't even know why. And the thing is it's like I was out with my friend Jen whenever I bought them, and like she's like, "Oh, we got a few minutes to look at shoes," so we went and looked at shoes, and her kid like was looking at them, and I was like, "Well, shit, while they're looking at shoes, hell, I'm gonna look at me some shoes." Even though I'm not really well off financially right about now, I thought, but damn it, I've been wanting some boots for the longest. I really have, like some nice boots that I like, and I'm particular or whatever. And I've been wanting me a pair of, like, cowboy boots, whatever you want to fucking call them, for the longest. Hadn't had any of those since, God, I don't even fucking remember. I had the little ones that came up to your ankle. And as a matter of fact, that's what I fell in and fucked my heel up in, whenever we moved in here. So, I had them up until about 2 years ago, and all the little star things, because they weren't real, they were Walmart brand, or whatever as well. But they just come up to your ankle, and I hated them because I'm short and I got fat legs, and I was like, if I had skinny legs, they'd look good on me, but I don't have skinny legs, and I have really big ankles. Like, seriously, I have huge ankles. Like, and that's the thing too. Like, my daughter might have a cartilage disease. She's supposed to have a spinal tap done. She was supposed to have one done years ago, to see if she has a cartilage disease. If she has it, then that might explain some of the shit that me and my dad and everything and stuff. And that might explain why my parents was like, you can't hit your sister, you're stronger than her, because supposedly there is people that have denser bone mass and stuff like that. And I've thought about that too before, just with my ankles and my wrists and stuff. Because my mom used to always bitch about my fingers too. She's like, God, you wear a huge ring size. And she was like, here, I'll go ahead and give you this. She gave me a, what is it? Oh my God, pink ice. She gave me this 14 karat gold pink ice ring, and it was 2 hearts, and I still got it to this day, and it's just got a little bit of pink ice, in the hearts. And she gave it to me when I was, God, like 12, I think, or something. She's like, here, I figured I'd go ahead and give this to you. I was going to give it to you on your 16th birthday, but I figured I'd give it to you now because your hands are bigger than mine, and I thought your hands were going to be little like mine. And she's like, so I thought I'd give it to you on your 16th birthday, but you're not going to be able to wear it by then, I don't think. And the only place I can wear is on my pinky, and that's the only place I was able to wear it when I was 12, because my hands ain't grown none since I was fucking 12. And, same goes practically kind of for my feet. Like, they've been about the same size since I was 12. And, so anyways, she used to complain about that, and then my wrists are like almost 8 inches around. Like, even when I'm skinny or whatever, they're like 7.5 or something like that. Like, they're, or at least that's what I remember the measurements from back in the day. Now, the measurements might have been off or whatever and shit like that. But my ankle, to wear an anklet, like, an ankle bracelet or whatever you want to call it, holy shit, I couldn't fucking find one, like, for the longest. And then I went out to Claire's, and they had them in sizes, and I was like, thank you, Jesus, somebody that realizes that people's ankles are not all the same size. And this is me when I was skinny. This is me when I was like, now, granted, I've always been, at least whenever I got of age or, like, puberty level, like, or age and shit like that and all that and everything, I was probably at least, like, 110, 120. But, even when I got real skinny when I was working out, and I could only get down to 140. But my ankles are 11 inches. Like, I gotta have an 11-inch anklet to go all the way around my fucking ankle. And then I got wide ass feet. And my mama and papa, like, well, my mama especially, like, she used to, I don't know how to say it correctly. I don't know if I can even attempt to say it correctly. It's like, sometimes I wonder about my tongue, and I wonder about, like, having many strokes. And then I've bit my tongue also so many times in my life. I bit a fucking hole through my tongue one time. My fucking eye tooth right here, it went, whoo, took that shit forever to heal. Oh, but it didn't take it too long, actually, but it just took it, it's just, I don't know how to, it's just fucked up. I mean, it wasn't a big gash of a hole, it was just a little tiny, but it, all the way through, like, like I could have pierced my fucking tongue then. Hell, I did, technically. But it probably wouldn't have healed up, because I'm allergic to everything. I had my ears pierced when I was a kid, and nothing would heal. And so, I had to take them out and let them grow up. That's another thing, too. Whenever I got my ears pierced, I swear to God, it sounded like a fucking gun went off. Oh my God. They pierced this one first. And my whole face, it just turned red. And I ran and hid. Behind a jewelry display. I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, no. And you can, like, oh God, it feels kind of nasty. It's like, it's all crackled. Like, it's just little pieces of fucking cartilage just dangling in my fucking earlobe. And, I was like, hell no. And then I was like, well, maybe it was just that one, because they convinced me that it was just this ear that was maybe more sensitive. They did the other one, and I didn't run or anything, but I cried. Oh, I cried. It hurt so bad. I, like, literally wanted them to take them out right then and there, and then my ears were just pulsating the whole time, forever. Like, just doo-doo, doo-doo. I could feel my heartbeat in them. But, back to my grandmother or whatever, she used to always say that I was stout, I was big boned, and all kinds of shit like that. And, like, literally, this woman, like, it was kind of a little weird, like, because when you're going through puberty, you don't want somebody kind of, like, you just, and maybe that's what's going on with my kid, because she's 12, and so she's coming of that age and shit, and so she all pulling away, me hugging her and stuff, or whatever. But my grandmother, it didn't matter where the hell we were at. Like, we could be out in the middle of the fucking mall, and she'd be sitting down, and I'd go over to get her, and she would just grab my thigh. And she'd be like, solid as the Rock of Gibraltar. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, you are stout. She's like, you could knock somebody's ass down if you wanted to. And I was like, well, I did play a little bit of flag football when recess was going on. Like, I've tackled people, like, I was like, okay, okay, like, well, whatever. And that's the reason, like, even when I was watching the movie The Water Boy and how angry he gets, and just like that dude, I mean, I got angry with him that day, and I said in my previous video, and I just picked him up, and his feet was not touching the ground and shit, and I was like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. So sorry. I didn't mean to humiliate you. Hopefully nobody seen. And luckily nobody did. But, I don't know. That's the reason I've never let my daughter get her ears pierced, is because, and then sometimes I wonder too, like, about, because I supposedly have a left ear audio processing, thing and all that and shit going on or whatever. And that's the reason my mom thinks I'm retarded, and so she's convinced my dad that I'm retarded. And so then she's convinced the rest of the family that I'm retarded or what the fuck ever and shit. And I'm just like, crazy bitch. But, anyways, I worry that maybe me trying to have my ears pierced, and the fact, I mean, it literally sounded like a fucking gun went off when this woman pierced my ears. I don't think that's normal. I don't know if it is. I don't know if other people have had shit like that happen. I don't know if other people have had the I mean, I can feel it. It's like fucking bacon bits to a degree, but they're not protruding. Like you feel that it's like a hmm, it's like a piece of plastic that was like, smooth on both sides like a sheet of paper. And you take, like, say, a fucking screwdriver and hit it with a hammer and it shatters the plastic into pieces. And so those pieces are just there. And maybe that's the way it feels for everybody. I don't know. Maybe women that go around with their ears pierced, that's the way that their ears feel. But I felt of my mom's one time, like after I got my ears pierced, because I was like, what's wrong with my ears and why are they not healing? And I remember feeling my mom's ears, and they were just these little delicate there was nothing, no substance to them. So then I was like, well, I have really thick cartilage apparently, and whatever, I guess. And but I don't know, maybe other people have experienced that. If you have, hell, write it in the comments. Let me know how your earlobes feel after you've had them pierced. If you can feel the different pieces of cartilage that have broken that are in your ear and shit. Like, it just freaks me out sometimes. Like, especially this one, because this is the one that hurt. God dang. I can feel like 1, 2. That piece is pretty decent. 3. There's like 5 pieces of fucking cartilage in this one. Now this one over here, like it feels like it's separate. This one right here, I think she even, no, there it is. Okay. She went in at an angle with this one, where that and she went in straight, like better, and everything. But it's like there's 3 or 4 pieces in this one. And that's another thing too. I don't know why we made the way that we made, but everybody got, an arm, a leg shorter and all that and everything or whatever, and their eyes and their nose and their nostrils and shit like that. And that's one thing, especially if you get OCD, you notice about yourself and everything. But one of my ears is further back on one side than the other. Like, it's crazy. And, like, my kid's the same, and my dad's the same, so we got it from his side of the family. Like, I don't even know, and that might be why I have a left. I don't know. But then I threw myself off some bleachers, landed on my eyes, so that might have done something. I don't know. And then, like I said, getting my ears pierced sounded like a fucking firecracker or a damn shotgun went off. Scared to, like, just, I don't even know. Like, just, whoo. Talking about somebody's eyes popping open. But, anyways, I'm just sitting here now. I'm debating on whether to eat my last cookie and stuff or whatever. But I'm just in a better mood right now because, like, I got up and I did what I wanted to, and I kind of threw a little bit of caution in the wind. And granted, I only spent $6 on myself for the food that I got, but still, I spent $6 on myself for the food that I got, and it's like, do I really have $6? I don't know. I don't care. I hope everything works out. If you don't, oh hell, and God, God help me, I guess, But, Lord. I don't even know. I'm just in a really decent mood right now. Uh-oh, she might need me to get her baby off the bus. Let's see. I just got a message from my friend. What the hell? Like, is she not? Oh, she must have just left and went somewhere. Okay, that's what it is. Let me write her back. If it'll pull up, I don't know if it will. She says she's worried about her house or whatever, cause yeah, but dang, that's crazy. But I'm just in a better mood. I'm like in a really good mood right now. We'll see how long it lasts. I hope it stays. Like I said, love's my addiction, I guess, and seeing my kid, like anybody that I love and care about and having a good time with them. And even though she made me cry because she told me, which I feel manipulation from my parents. She's like, well, I didn't want to come, but Papa told me to, and Papa really wants to see you. And like I said in my video when I cried and everything, when has my dad ever cared about me crying? Like, he's honestly just walked past me when I've been crying before. Like, he taught me not to cry in front of him. He taught me I could not cry in front of him. Because if I did, I was weak and I was a piece of shit. And if I was little, I was going to get my ass busted for it again. So I learned to not cry in front of him. And then he wonders how the hell that's affected me or something. Like, or I take it back. He don't care. He don't wonder at all how the hell that's affected me. And it's affected me a lot. Like, and I'm supposed to care about when he's crying? Like, sorry. And I'm supposed to care about his emotions when his emotions are hurt? He never gave a shit when mine were hurting. Never. He don't even give a shit now. Like, you don't care about me emotionally? Fine, I don't care about you emotionally. And whenever I said that to my kid, I said, well, like, because I ain't never been a smart ass to my kid. Like, straight up, stern, like, firm, standing my ground. Oh, shit, oh, well, or whatever. And that's what I said to her whenever she's like, he told me to come, and he told me to see you, and he told me to give you a hug, and I really didn't want to, and he really misses you, and he really wants to see you. And so I was just like, I cried, and I was like, well, here, you can take the food back, and you didn't want to see me, fine, get in the car and leave. I was like, I told you not to come unless you were willing to give me a hug, And I said, but if you feel that I'm forcing you to do it or whatever, I said, then forget it. And when I was crying, she's like, no, I kind of wanted to hug you, and I kind of wanted to give you the food, and I was like, okay, But she's like, she tried to bring him up again. She's like, but he's really wanting to see you. I said, well, tough. And my kid just looked at me like, whoa, like, who is this? And I thought, this is the new me. This is the me that y'all have broken me into being. And when I say it, I fucking mean it, But, I mean, it felt mean a little bit to say that, but then again, not, because all the hell he's put me through. So it actually kind of felt good to be like, tough. Oh, he's crying? His feelings are hurt? Must suck. That's his dilemma, not mine. And then I told my kids straight up, I was like, listen, what goes on, or whatever. I said, honey, any relationship that involves two people, I said, those two people have to work on that relationship. It don't involve anybody else. I said, so what's going on between me and him, you don't need to be part of. You don't need to be in the middle of it. I said, do you understand that? And she's just like, yeah, and I was like, no. I was like, legitimately, I said, he's the one that's, making you feel like you need to defend him or you need to talk for him or whatever. I was like, no. I was like, you don't talk for him. He needs to talk for himself, and he done has. His actions have done talked for himself. His actions are telling me, as of right now, that he's the same little shithead that he's always been. And so that's who he wants to be. And so he's going to get treated the way that I'm going to treat him based upon that. Like, there's no protectiveness of, well, somebody else needs to protect him from me hurting his feelings, because nobody gave a shit to protect me from him hurting my feelings. Oh, that felt good. I don't know if you heard that, but my neck just popped. But I'm going to end this video because it's 55 minutes. Yeah. And it was 55:22, which is kind of important number for me as soon as I said that. Or at least by my count on my side. I don't know if it was on y'all's or whatever, but I'm going to end this video. Might shoot another one again. I don't know. But if you like my videos, you can comment, share, like, subscribe. Talk to me, down in the comments below, or you can write me on my Facebook, And other than that, I'll let you go and I'll catch you later.